Hi and welcome to the Art of Tarot. This is a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Mars for March 2022. I know this reading is coming a little late. I didn't manage to do them earlier. I was a little sick and also had other responsibilities to attend to, but I still thought better late than never, so I'm still gonna upload this even though it's already the middle of March, I'm sorry. So let's look at your cards, Scorpio. We do have interesting combination here with the Three of Swords and the Chariot as your main situation. With the Three of Swords and the Chariot in combination, I feel like there is some sort of emotional trigger that will ask you to move forward into the unknown, maybe to take a step towards a more adventurous life, a more passionate moment. Maybe take a little bit of a risk here with the Page of Wands in the subconscious. And I really feel like this combination is also understanding some sort of trigger better, understanding how maybe even some sort of trauma or wounds from the past can actually motivate you to move forward, to move into something new, to move into the unknown, to move into something more exciting, something more interesting for you with the Chariot. In the past, I think what you're bringing into this month from the past with the Seven of Cups is an energy of maybe dreaming things up. I don't always see the Seven of Cups in a bad way. It's really an energy of allowing ourselves also to consider all the options, allowing ourselves to dream, allowing ourselves to have those wishes. Of course, it can be maybe too much expectation or sitting a little bit in the dark because we don't know what we actually want. But I think this is you're coming to a conclusion here, because the Page of Wands very much wants to figure out how to go after what he desires, what he wants, what he's led to, also instinctively, and also take that step, that courageous step forward and that adventurous step forward. The King of Swords here on the bottom of the deck also confirms this. I think it is a very conscious and a very smart also decision to make a step that is a little more adventurous, that it is going after what you desire a little bit more, where you feel the passion, where you feel the lust for life, in the direction that pulls you really into a more, let's say, exciting life. And this is not, I think with the King of Swords on the bottom of the deck, this is still a very logical and not risky decision that it can hurt you. With the Eight of Pentacles, there is this understanding from your higher consciousness that things need focus, that things need work, that things need discipline. The Eight of Pentacles is not necessarily a card of hard work in a sense of I have to work all the time to have results. It's more a card of really focusing on the right thing to do. It's perfect practice. It's sometimes we practice, we work on things and we don't have any things to show because we're just maybe not focusing our resources well enough, or we have to figure out how to focus them. The Eight of Pentacles is exactly that moment where we figured out where to put our time and money in at what time and be precise about it. It's a Virgo card as well. So we have this Virgo full moon mid of March that also gives us a little more of a perspective when it comes to our routines, maybe understanding better what works, what doesn't work in our routines, and what we can maybe let go also when it comes to, especially when it comes to working on ourselves or in general working on things. Relationships, job, money. Money is coming through, of course, with the Eight of Pentacles. Maybe you have money on your mind, but also very focused energy. Maybe there is also an energy where you invested in something and have to wait. It's also the Eight of Pentacles sometimes, or where money grows by itself. This is also a possibility. With the High Priestess, we have you stepping into a position of higher knowledge, of a knowledge that is intuitive, of a knowledge that might not be easy to express by words or results. You know, maybe you don't see results yet, but you just know what's the right thing to do, and you just know it deep within. That's the High Priestess, and she's looking into this step also with the Chariot and the Three of Swords. Also, she maybe is understanding, yes, this was the right step to take, even maybe if it was not an easy step to take, because the Three of Swords can be a heart over or a head over heart decision. But I think you're stepping into the intuitive knowing this month that this was the right thing to do, this was the right step to do, this was the right thing to do. With the King of Wands as well, he's doing the right thing. Four of Swords in reverse says maybe you need a little bit of a break and not taking enough of a break. This could be it's just coming up here in the subconscious, so it might not even be so much of a need to take a break. It's more like, okay, you maybe not having all the answers just yet, and that's okay. You know, with the High Priestess, we're often in a position where we understand things, but it's an intuitive understanding. And when people ask us like, why do you think that? But that doesn't make any sense. You're like, I just know it does. And maybe there is not the time here yet you can really put it into words, but you don't have to, because how you see yourself, and it's a very clear understanding of how you see yourself, is that you're in a phase of healing and in a phase of balance and in a phase of finding the right amount of things, doing the things in a balancing way, in not an extreme way, and finding the right mixture, the right solution also for a problem. And it's very clear. You have a very clear way to move forward here with this Knight of Swords. External influences, we have the Lovers paired with the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And I love that both of these cards are coming out in reverse with the Lovers, because you attract, I think, without even knowing, without even seeing it coming, maybe you attract opportunities or people, or even in your love life, people who are also stepping out of an energy of lack and of an energy of I want to say defensive communication. So, or are very aware of those things happening as they happen, and therefore are also intuitively tuned into the interaction and into learning about each other. So there is somebody who is seeing you as driven by your higher self with the Lovers, and maybe there's even a mirror thing going on. This can't be a love connection, of course. This can't be a Gemini. I think it could be a twin flamey situation, especially with this Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles in reverse, because this means like, okay, we might still be triggering some of those parts of each other that are reactive or that are defensive or that are, but at the same time we understand and we are helping each other to let it go. With the Four of Wands in reverse, I mean, there is a little bit of a contradictory energy when it's about twin flames, because make sure with twin flames, it's such a difficult thing, because sometimes that stuff works, you know, and it's such a weird term also. Sometimes those connections can really work out, but sometimes they are still not necessarily the right thing for you for long term. You know, maybe in the moment it's really helping you to learn something, and it's important to be in that connection, but at the same time it might not be the right thing for, you know, long term, which is totally fine. And I think this is a little bit of the fear here as well that's happening with the Justice card in reverse. Like, is this the right thing to do? Maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Maybe I'm stepping out of this being treated not fairly, or not having a fair partnership, a fair compromise, not having the diplomacy that I wanted. This could all be the case in job or in love life. With the Harmony card, And this is a relationship affirmator. With the harmony card, it really says, if you're afraid of, because justice is about harmony as well, and justice card is in reverse in your fears. So if you're afraid of not being able to create that harmony, I think it's a practice, and it's a knowing, you know, that you can. This card says, I know in my heart that when something is right, it feels easy and breezy, even though that sounds cheesy. The High Priestess is, as I said before, is the person or the card that says it just feels right, it just does, or it doesn't. She also knows when it doesn't. With this in mind, I banish all stress, insecurity, and tedious work from my relationships. Then I invite harmonious relationships into my life and let them show up on their own time. Easy breezy things are rarely punctual. So it's also about divine timing, about letting things happen when they're supposed to happen, and staying in like a harmonious energy. We also get the Botticelli spring card. So this is, as maybe some of you might know, this is the original picture that the Rider-Waite deck 3 of Cups is inspired by. So it's about spring, it's about bringing in social energies, joyous energies, celebrating the change, celebrating the blossoming, celebrating nature, going out, hanging out with friends, having a good time. So yes, enjoy spring either way. We are gonna also use the Astro dice, 10th house. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we have Aries season coming. So the spring also brings Aries season, also brings the new year, the new zodiac year, and Mars is ruling Aries. So it's very much about, especially I think in relationships, what you want. What do you want to fight for? What feels right? How do I put myself first? And this is also the page of Wands is also putting himself first. This harmony thing could have to do with your work life, trying to create more harmony with your colleagues, in your work environment, with the public space. So when you're maybe even involved just in some sort of project in public that is not necessarily your job, it's really about creating harmony when it comes to those things that are happening out there in public. So that is, of course, always a good thing. Let's also look at some charms before my voice completely is giving up. I unfortunately have a little bit of a throat infection, but it's not COVID, so lucky me. And yeah, I shouldn't talk too much actually. So that's why I'm doing these very slowly. Okay, wow, a lot of charms came out. Okay, there is really a realization that it becomes very clear, I think. So maybe dreams can be visions for you, and can be analyzed right now, because your subconscious can bring up dreams of what you want, what you desire, in which direction you want to go to. And also a healing of some sort when it comes to maybe being dependent on a situation or a person or a surrounding, or how to also detach yourself maybe from a certain feeling of pain, or a certain feeling of trigger, or detaching yourself also from a trigger, healing a trigger. I think there is some healing work that you're doing right now where you feel like, oh wait, I cannot go into this direction because that always triggers me in some way, and I feel uncomfortable, and you're realizing, no, actually I've grown so much that it doesn't anymore, and that you see things more for what they are. Here with the amethyst as well, the third eye is opening, very clear perception of what things are and what things are not. Also protected here with the tourmaline, and also your self-expression comes forward, comes to the it's going to be a priority in the next couple of weeks, with this carnival being like, okay, I can freely put myself out there without being afraid, and I can really start anew. I can feel like I can feel like this is just a pure me that is not attached to any idea or anything. It's also breaking through when it comes to showing yourself. It's very beautiful. Subconsciously, yeah, dreams. I think there is dreams, there might be visions, there might be things coming up that might even feel like a little psychedelic or wonderland-ish, yeah. But it's lucky, you know, it's also a lucky charm here, this marshmallow. And there is a lot of, I don't know, but what's coming through is because this is a transformation charm, but I feel like the transformation is complete here, because with the High Priestess we don't have a need to change anything. We just know that things are the way they are. And I think some sort of codependency, neediness thing here with the Five of Pentacles, with the Five of Swords, is also going to be healed with the Hug Me charm in reverse, or is in the process of healing, and is allowing you to put yourself, your needs, your wants also to the forefront when it comes to, especially I think when it comes to relationships. This is about education. I think maybe this is an education charm for me. So when it comes to your work life, maybe you can look into educational videos or books that really talk about work dynamics, workplace dynamics, you know, human resources, personnel, staff, stuff like that, where you can maybe really learn on a very cognitive, profound way how to interact better or more efficiently, how to create more harmony in the workspace. So there is definitely more education out there that you can use to your advantage. Okay, I think that's it, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.